Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome north of the border for the first and only time this season here in the Haas IndyCar Series. We are here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park to qualify for the Canadian Grand Prix, the 13th race of the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series 2022. Back on the road course, and quite possibly one of the most difficult road courses to make a pass on the circuit. It's going to be very difficult to work your way through the field in tomorrow's race, but these drivers will try it, but that is why qualifying here today is going to be so crucial, because starting on that front row gives you an excellent opportunity at a race victory here around this 2.459 mile racetrack. It's about an hour out of Toronto. Should be interesting to see how it all goes down here. Of course, road course qualifying at the first round, all 26 drivers in the group, and then the fastest 6 go on to the fast 6 shootout to go for the pole. 10 minutes in round 1, only 5 minutes in the fast 6. And coming into this race in the point standings, how about that battle between Fitzwater and Trey Smith? 1 point between those two drivers after the Michigan 100. Trey Smith actually finished dead last at Michigan, and that is why he is now second in the point standings, a point behind Zachary Fitzwater. Brian Rodriguez, Ace Garcia, Nathan Faden, Elijah Gordon, Thomas Troxel, 71, 81, 83, 86, 88 points behind respectively. Ethan Lewis is 96 points behind, and Cole Raymond 106 behind. If the next 8 races do not go in Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater's favor, and there's a long time between now and the finish of this season, so a lot can happen. There's a lot of guys behind our 2 points leaders who could easily move themselves up to the field and strike in this championship. We'll have to see if that happens. We'll have to see how qualifying goes right here. Jesse Turner is going to be the first driver to complete a lap here in Canadian Grand Prix qualifying. And of course, the fastest 6 is what you want to be in here, so you have a shot at the pole. And of course, here at Canadian Tire, that is exactly what you want. It's the pole position. Because, like I mentioned, it's a very difficult place to make a pass. One of the hardest places to make a pass on the circuit. This and Lime Rock Park, probably 2 of the toughest. That Indy road course is also a tough one as well for these guys. 1:10.19 for Jesse Turner there. Chris Reynolds, however, will go ahead and take that top position, and then Zach Winkle is going to go ahead and take it away. Oh, and off the racetrack goes Noah Clifton, and that right there is going to be something we might see quite a bit in the race tomorrow. That corner right there is a very treacherous corner. Very wide, sweeping left-hander, and the thing about this track, too, it's a very narrow track, and if you do not race this line perfectly, you're going to find yourself into the tire barrier, and that is exactly what happened to Noah Clifton right there. Landon Smith Jr., fastest driver, and just right there. Landon Smith Jr. almost went off again in that same corner. We'll have to see what this 34 can do, if he can in fact start on the pole for tomorrow's race. Ethan Lewis there in second. Zach Winkle is third, and now you got Trey Smith, number 41, the second, looking to rebound here. He won the last road course that we had at Road America, and looking for an opportunity at moving himself into the Fast 6 here at Canadian Tire. But Brandon Nelson has taken the top position away in the number 22. Then Ace Garcia, Landon Smith Jr., Trey Smith, Nathan Faden, Justin Zidell. See where Fitzwater is, our points leader in the number 66 machine. You know, Fitzwater, he almost won. Actually, should have won at Lime Rock Park. Had an issue on his pit stop. That's why he did not win that event. But right now, he's not... Where is he? See, yeah, he's not too fast right now. 17th quickest. That's not exactly where you want to start here on a road course, and especially if Trey Smith gets into that fast 6 and has a shot at the pole. But never mind, because Fitzwater has moved himself into the top 6 as well. So, both are points leaders, Fitzwater and Trey Smith, currently inside the Fast 6 here, halfway through the first round of Canadian Grand Prix qualifying. Look at this mess right here. You guys better be careful going side by side in the turn number 2. That is a very, very tough corner to make a like anything stick going too wide, and you see Nathan Fay in there a little bit off, and I think someone else also went off Ethan Lewis in the 11. Justin Zeidel has gone to the top of the board, then Angel Olvera as well, and they all pushed out the top contenders in this championship. Fitzwater now down the 9th, now down the 10th, and Trey Smith down the 13th, so now it's Zeidel, Olvera, Landon Smith Jr., now Brian Rodriguez at the top of the board. And again, Ethan Lewis going off. It's not a good place to go off. And then Landon Smith Jr. going to take the top position back away from those guys. So it is Landon Smith Jr., Brian Rodriguez, Justin Zeidel, Angel Oliveira, Brendan Nelson, and Cole Raymond, the Fast Six right now. And Fitzwater down to 11th, Trey Smith down to 15th. That's exactly what some of these guys want to see. And particularly some guys who are right there in that championship. At least right behind Trey Smith and Zachary Fitzwater in that championship. Zach Winkle now to the top of the board. He's going to push Ace Garcia out. And Cole Raymond. I think Garcia actually moved ahead of Raymond and then pushed Raymond out. Now Chris Reynolds, who won the last race here at Michigan. He is inside. Now Richard Kinghart has moved himself inside the Fast Six. And now Angel Oliveira is on the bubble, but the 50 had it for just a moment right there, and then he lost it. With Zach Winkle with the fastest time at the moment in the number 28 machine, and someone went off there. Wondering if that may have been Ethan Lewis at some point, because he was having some trouble getting around the track. Everyone has completed a full lap under speed at this point, so everyone is good to go. But Zach Winkle, Landon Smith Jr., Brian Rodriguez, Richard Kinghart, Justin Zeidel, and Angel Olvera right now the top 5. Great run for Winkle in the number 28 machine. It's been a bit of a struggle for this team this season, switching owners and all that. They've yet to get a win this season with either of their drivers, but we'll have to see if that changes this weekend, especially if that 28 gets to start on the pole for tomorrow. But as a matter of fact, other than Richard Kinghart and Angel Olvera, you have two guys there who have won on road courses this season there in the Fast Six. The other 4 guys, maybe with the exception of Landon Smith Jr., but even he's kind of fallen off as of late. The rest of those guys have not really had too much success this season, at least in terms of contending for wins. Now, Brian Rodriguez, on the other hand, he is 3rd quickest. He's 3rd in points, 71 behind, and that is a massive opportunity for the driver, the number 13, who kind of sits in the catbird seat in case something happens to Fitzwater and Trey Smith this season. Of course, Fitzwater is now 12th and Trey Smith is 17th, so that's midway through the field. So not exactly where you want to start in a place like this, but Rodriguez could have a very good chance at moving himself closer to those guys in the championship. Could find himself within a race win worth of points heading into the next race. So we'll have to see if he can in fact do so. But it's looking pretty comfortable for him right now to make it onto the Fast Six, because I don't see these guys improving their times here in the last minute. The tire wear coming into effect for these guys. Fitzwater out there trying to get something to go his way. Around his fellow Aussie right there, but unable to do so. Like I said, this is a very difficult place to make a pass. It's such a narrow racetrack, and there aren't many good passing opportunities, so it's going to be a pit strategy race. Now, the thing is, the pit cycle is going to be right near the end of the race, about a 16 to 19 lap fuel run here at Canadian Tire. And it's going to be a 21 lap race tomorrow, so it's going to come down right to the end on who ends up getting this race victory. But another thing they have to watch out for, be careful, is not to go off on the race course, and we've already seen that happen a couple of times here in qualifying, so we will have to see how that all goes down for the rest of the field. But it looks like it's going to be Zach Winkle, Landon Smith Jr., Brian Rodriguez, Richard Kinghart, Justin Zeidel, and Angel Olvera making it onto the Fast Six. Chris Reynolds and Brandon Nelson and Nathan Faden right there. And that's another guy who's right behind these guys in the points. 0-0 right at the end, pushing out Olvera, and Nathan Faden going for his 2nd win of the season. He won at Circuit of the Americas. Where is he? There he is. He's going to have a shot at pole here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Zeidel now on the bubble. Another bit of a home race for Zaidel there. I mean, we're not that far away from where we had our last race in Michigan. Really just a couple hours out, so these guys didn't have to travel too far to get over here to the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Zaidel definitely looking to rebound his season after he failed to qualify for the Indy 250, and of course didn't have a good run in the Michigan 100 either. But a pole here may give him his first win in over 4 years in this series. You got some heavy hitters now inside that top 6. We have Rodriguez third in points, Faden fifth in points, Zach Winkle, Landon Smith Jr., Kingart's won a race this season, and then of course Justin Zaidel, a past champion of this series. So a lot of strong drivers who are going to be going for the pole here in the Canadian Grand Prix. So it's now Olvera and Chris Reynolds. Then it's Brandon Nelson, Ace Garcia, Cole Raymond, and Nicholas Samadio, Scott Upton and Logan Williams, Zachary Fitzwater, Ethan Lewis, Jay Knapp and Thomas Troxel, Eric Monaco, and his teammate Trey Smith. Another poor effort in qualifying for Trey Smith right there. Actually, he didn't have a poor effort in Michigan. He just didn't have a good race, got wrecked out in that one. Elijah Gordon and Noah Clifton, 17 machine of Brock Nelson and the 55 of Caleb Rose, and then Jesse Turner and Reggie Fogelman at the back of the field. Of course, at the end of the video, you will see the entire starting lineup for the Canadian Grand Prix. But the Fast Six is going to be Zach Winkle, Landon Smith Jr., Richard Kingart, Brian Rodriguez, Nathan Faden, and Justin Zaidel. They will start in their respective positions for tomorrow's race from 7th to 26th right there. Let's go ahead and see who wins the pole here from Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Winkle, Smith Jr., Kingart, Rodriguez, Faden, and Zaidel going for it for 5 minutes here in Mosport. All right, here we go to set the pole for the Canadian Grand Prix here from the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We have Zach Winkle, Landon Smith Jr., Brian Rodriguez, Richard Kingart, Nathan Faden, and Justin Zaidel going for the pole here for 5 minutes. Not much time to get a lap in here, but that is what these drivers will be attempting to do. Get the fastest time, get the pole, because more than likely, if you start in that front row, probably going to get the race victory. That's usually how it is. Of course, there are a lot of factors that will determine that once we get to the race tomorrow, but if you start up front, it gives you a very good opportunity at getting the win as well. Here comes Rodriguez on the number 13. This is a huge opportunity for him with Fitzwater and Trey Smith going to be starting midway through the field. Rodriguez could easily close in on those guys in the championship standings and actually get within a race of the points leaders. And we haven't seen anyone other than Fitzwater or Smith be close to that points lead in a long time either, so we'll just have to see how it all shakes out. As a matter of fact, the only 2 points leaders we have had all season have been Fitzwater and Trey Smith. No one else has been atop the point standings this season in the Haas IndyCar Series. Kingart's not too far behind that 13 machine. Richard Kingart won at Willow Springs earlier this season. Had a great race there, and looking for his second win of the season. Zaidel, on the other hand, has not won a race in this series since 2018. Looking to break that streak. His one win has come at Riverside, and even that almost didn't happen. Just ask Eric Monaco. I don't know why I always mention that race, that Riverside race. I'll never forget it. Over 4 years ago, and I still remember, Eric Monaco was coming to the checkered flag, and then he didn't win the race. Because he came down the pit lane right at the end. Most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Then again, I've seen a lot of bizarre things with this game. That's why I continue to do these races. There's Nathan Faden, another guy in this championship fight. He is 83 behind, and another great opportunity for him as well. I mean, if he goes on to win the race, he could pull within a race win worth of points. Very good chance that could happen. Brian Rodriguez on his fast lap here in the number 13 machine, and then Richard Kingart as well right behind him, Faden on his flying lap. And you have Zach Winkle coming out, he's on his flying lap, and Zaidel on his fast lap, and Landon Smith Jr. the last one there in the 34. Actually, the last one is technically Zach Winkle. But here's Brian Rodriguez. He'll be the first to complete a lap here in this Fast Six. And we'll have to see how it is comparable to the rest of the field here. Across the line, Rodriguez is going to go 107.73. That is significantly faster than what we saw in the first round. Then again, the cloud cover came in and the track is much cooler now. Richard Kinghart just a notch above him right there for the top position. And of course, a point going to whoever wins the pole, and with the points lead separated by 1 point between Fitzwater and Smith, we obviously know every point matters in this championship. Seidel third with a 7.72. Because they were hitting 108s in the first round, now 107s. So the track is significantly cooler at this point. And I forgot to keep the weather the same between each session, but it doesn't really matter too much as long as everyone's on an equal playing field. Of course, when we do single car qualifications, we always make sure that the weather is identical for everybody. Landon Smith Jr. is going to be the next driver to complete a lap here and put a time on the board. And the 34 machine going to cross the line right here. 107.862. Rodriguez with a second lap, though, and he's going to go to the top of the board, but then Kinghart's going to come back around and improve on that. Nathan Faden, fourth quickest. I think these second laps are going to be a little bit faster for these guys, and then Zach Winkle will finally get a lap, so everyone has a lap in now, 107.904 for Zach Winkle. So this is the driver we're watching for now, the number 34, Landon Smith Jr. When he comes back around, we'll have to see what his time is comparable to Kinghart and Rodriguez, but right now, looking very good for both Kinghart and Rodriguez to possibly have a shot at winning this Canadian Grand Prix. Let's see if the third laps end up being pretty quick for these guys as well. That could definitely be an opportunity. Time's going to run out right here, so this will be the last lap for everybody. At least the last lap that would be official towards counting. Landon Smith Jr. across the line. He's going to go 107.560. Rodriguez in the 13. Does not improve his time, but Kinghart does. 107.052. Faden coming across. He's second quickest. 107.286 for Faden. Winkle and Seidel, they go across the line. Winkle's the fourth. Seidel going to take it right back from him. And I think that'll do it. Richard Kinghart in the number 97. He's going to get the pole. This is Kinghart's, see here, second pole of the season. He won the pole at Willow Springs, got the win over there. Looking to do the same here, just a few miles out from Toronto. Time should run out right here. Now they're going to add 30 more seconds. I don't think this time will stand, though, for Landon Smith Jr. He did not cross the line before the official time ran out, the official 5 minutes, so I don't believe this lap is going to count. Even if it was faster, we really don't know. But Kinghart's definitely going to get this pole position right here for the Canadian Grand Prix. And that number 97 have a good opportunity at a second win of the season. Last time out, we had a driver who missed the Indy 250 get the race victory. We could easily see it again tomorrow with Richard Kinghart, but Nathan Faden's going to be hard to beat, and so will be Rodriguez there. Those are two guys who know they have a good shot at this championship, a good chance to gain on Fitzwater and Smith here in this race, and we will have to see if those drivers, in fact, do so. Seidel will start 4th, Zach Winkle will start 5th, and then Landon Smith Jr. will start 6th. You can see the rest of the starting lineup there on the left-hand side of your screen. Angel Olvera, Chris Reynolds, Brandon Nelson, Ace Garcia, Cole Raymond, Nicholas Samadillo, Scott Upton, Logan Williams, Zachary Fitzwater, Ethan Lewis, Jay Knapp, Thomas Troxel, Eric Monaco, Trey Smith, Elijah Gordon, Noah Clifton, Brock Nelson, Caleb Rose, Jesse Turner, and Reggie Fogelman. That's how they'll line up for the Canadian Grand Prix tomorrow, right here on the channel. I don't know what time, because I don't know what day I'm uploading this. We're at that point now where there just is no schedule on when these go up. I just do them when I feel like them. So, this is how it's going to be. But we'll finish the season this time around, and we'll have a lot of fun doing so. Congratulations to Richard Kinghart for winning here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Winning the pole, I should say. Hasn't won the race yet, but, you know, we can almost assume that. But we got 21 laps to determine it tomorrow in the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll have to see who gets it done in the 13th race of the season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Richard Kinghart, and I will see you guys later.